CHERIE SIVIGNON Last updated 1625 June 28, 2018 Demolition of the Golden Bay grandstand has been taken off the table. The Golden Bay grandstand has been thrown a lifeline after a U-turn by Tasman District Council. At the end of a long discussion on the hot-button issue, councillors on Thursday agreed to rescind an earlier decision that confirmed the planned removal of the building. They intend to sit down with staff and key stakeholders at a workshop to discuss options for keeping the more than 100-year-old building in situ, next to the new recreation centre at Takaka. A request was made for Chief Executive Janine Dowding to prepare a report for that workshop on those options. CR Sue Brown moved a series of motions aimed at keeping the grandstand in situ next to the recreation centre at Takaka. The councillors also agreed to invite the Golden Bay Restoration Society or the Golden Bay Grandstand Community Trust or any other entity to apply for a lease under the Reserves Act to allow use of the grandstand. They also agreed that, subject to a successful lease application, the stairs to the more than 100-year-old grandstand would be reinstated by the lessee provided the works comply with the Building Act, and any health and safety obligations. Read more. Councillor signals motion to rescind. Golden Bay Grandstand demolition decision *, groundswell of support for Golden Bay Grandstand *, grandstand demolition postponed. Council says *, protesters vow to chain themselves to Golden Bay Grandstand to stop demolition. Protesters made their voices heard in the battle to save the grandstand. Lastly, the councillors agreed that the remaining funds allocated for the planned demolition of the grandstand be made available to the lessee for the restoration building work. It's an about turn by a council that just a month earlier passed a resolution confirming the removal of the grandstand. That resolution, passed by a vote of 8-6 on May 24, also directed staff to proceed with the work as soon as practicable. That May 24 decision prompted protests involving hundreds of people and the occupation of the grandstand. The grandstand may be in use again soon. It also sparked legal action. The council U-turn comes one day after Justice Rebecca Ellis in the High Court granted an application for an interim order to prevent the demolition of the grandstand while an application for a judicial review is considered. The Golden Bay Grandstand Community Trust and Golden Bay A. Several people backing the retention of the grandstand spoke in the public forum section of the council meeting, including Chris Hill, who said the issue had been a unifying process for the Golden Bay community. Some residents in their 70s and 80s had visited the grandstand since it had been occupied and talked about its history. It's very, very moving to listen to them and be with them, Hill said. Other speakers said the grandstand complemented the new recreation center and provided much-needed covered seating. Resident Jane Bellaby said the grandstand belonged to the entire community of Golden Bay, and was not the council's or the rec center committee's to demolish. Golden Bay Ward Councillor Paul Sangster, who introduced a notice of motion to rescind the May decision, hoped the new resolution would satisfy the groups involved in legal action so they would not continue with any further court proceedings. "My big concern is that we are just going to waste money on court cases," Trust Chairman Duncan McKenzie said he was looking forward to a win-win for everybody. After the meeting, Tasman Mayor Richard Kempthorne described the day's events as part of the democratic process. "Today's decision means we have time to explore all the options for retaining the grandstand, and the council has shown that we are genuinely committed to finding a workable way to keep it," he said. "It is not going to be as simple as some people think to resolve the various issues that need to be sorted to keep the building. However, we will take the time to work through all of those with the Golden Bay community in order to find the best way to keep the grandstand." The mayor said he looked forward to the future with a fully functioning recreation center and a restored grandstand. Stuff.